Old age is often described as a time for tranquility, for peace and contentment. It's meant to be a gentle chapter, where wisdom ripens and the heart finds rest after the long journey of life. Yet so often, it is not the chaos of the outside world, but the turbulence stirred by words, spoken hurriedly, carelessly, or out of habit, that can disturb this peace. Sometimes just a few misplaced words, uttered at the wrong time or in the wrong way, can ripple through the heart, causing unease not only for ourselves, but also for our loved ones, our children, grandchildren, friends. The Buddha taught, "Words like honey are sweet, words like a blade can cut." How then do we let go of the habit of speaking too much, so that our words become truly valuable? After 70 years, every word we speak carries the weight of our entire life's experience. Each sentence echoes decades of lessons learned, joys cherished, and sorrows endured. Yet, it is precisely because we have weathered so many storms that we sometimes fall into the habit of speaking too much, offering advice, teaching, reminding, correcting, often out of genuine concern. We wish to share what we know, to guide, to protect, to keep loved ones from making mistakes we have seen or made ourselves. But the result is not always the joy we hope to bring. Sometimes our words, meant to heal, instead sow seeds of fatigue and frustration in those we care most about. In this reflection, let us turn to the Buddha's teachings, contemplating how to speak less, listen more, and live deeply and peacefully in our elder years. As we enter the twilight of life, three common habits of speech tend to appear. First, we talk to display our experience. I have lived a lifetime. I know better than the young. Second, we speak to control. It must be done this way. Don't make mistakes. Third, we talk to fill the empty spaces of loneliness. When no one is around, we stretch conversations, afraid of the silence. But the more we speak, the more we risk falling into three kinds of suffering. The listeners, weary of repetition, may stop respecting what we say. We ourselves feel exhausted, repeating the same warnings and stories. And unintentionally, our words can become seeds of conflict, disturbing the very peace we seek in old age. The Buddha cautioned, "A single unmindful word can destroy a lifetime." Why do words hold such power? The teachings of the Buddha remind us that speech, or verbal karma, is one of the three fundamental forms of action, alongside bodily deeds and thoughts. A kind word can heal a broken heart, rekindle hope, and strengthen relationships. But a careless word can ruin trust, sever ties, and leave lasting pain. In old age, if we are not mindful, we risk falling into verbal karma, speaking too much without reflecting, causing harm not only to others but also to ourselves. Why then do we tend to speak so much, especially as we grow older? Often it is because we want to be heard. There is a deep human need to feel acknowledged, to know that our stories and experiences matter. Sometimes beneath our words is a fear of being left behind, of being forgotten. We may believe that our advice is for the benefit of others, that we speak out of love. But the Buddha taught, when the mind is unsettled, words become scattered. Sometimes speaking too much is not a sign of compassion, but of a heart that is not yet at peace. So, what guidance does the Buddha offer for making our words truly valuable? He laid out 4 principles. First, truthfulness. Speak only what is true. Second, kindness. Choose gentle, compassionate words. Third, timing. Speak when the listener is ready to hear. Fourth, usefulness. Let your words bring benefit, not merely satisfy the ego. If what we wish to say does not meet these 4 criteria, then sometimes silence is golden. Silence, when chosen wisely, can be more powerful than 1,000 words. How can we put these teachings into practice? When you feel the urge to advise your children or grandchildren, try to keep your message brief and gentle, rather than repeating it endlessly. When loneliness creeps in, instead of seeking constant conversation, try to sit quietly, meditate, read sacred texts, or simply listen to your own breath. When you notice your heart is restless, remember this simple mantra: speak less, listen more. Dear friends, in the years after 70, the most precious thing is not speaking much to prove your presence. The true treasure is mindful listening, peaceful presence, a warm smile, a nod of understanding. These gestures can be more powerful than any words. When we speak less, our words gain weight. When we truly listen, we earn respect. When we choose silence at the right time, we cultivate inner peace. Remember, as the Buddha taught, victory over thousands in battle is nothing compared to victory over oneself. The greatest victory is conquering your own tongue. The journey to peace in old age is not paved with possessions, nor with endless speech. It is found in letting go of the habit of speaking too much, so that our words become as fragrant as the incense of wisdom, as sweet as the nectar of compassion. Practicing speak less, listen more helps us not only live longer, but live more deeply and joyfully. Let's look closer at why words become so tempting in old age. There is comfort in conversation, especially when the house is quiet and days stretch long. We may recall childhood memories, stories of struggle and triumph, lessons learned through pain and perseverance. Sharing these stories is important, but when storytelling becomes a monologue, the joy of connection can fade. Too much advice, too many warnings, may not be received as love, but as criticism. The line between caring and controlling blurs, leaving both speaker and listener weary. Sometimes we speak to mask loneliness. The silence can feel heavy, reminding us of loved ones lost or times gone by. Filling the air with words can seem like a remedy, but it rarely brings true comfort. The Buddha encouraged us to sit with our feelings, to observe them gently, rather than distract ourselves with constant chatter. In this way, we can find peace in our own company, and our words, when spoken, will come from a place of calm rather than restlessness. Another reason we may talk too much is the belief that our life's wisdom must be passed on. This is a noble intention, but wisdom is often best received in small doses, at the right time. The young, finding their own way, may not always be ready to hear every lesson at once. The Buddha's principle of right time reminds us to wait until the listener is open, rather than forcing advice. In waiting, our words become gifts rather than burdens. How then do we break the habit of speaking too much? Begin by observing your own mind. Notice when the urge to speak arises. Is it out of love, anxiety, boredom, or a desire to be seen? Pause before you speak. Take a slow breath and ask yourself, is this true? Is it kind? Is this the right moment? Will it help the listener, or is it just to satisfy my own need? If in doubt, choose silence. In silence, you may find the answers you seek. Practice speaking with intention. When you offer advice or share your experience, keep your words concise and gentle. Avoid repeating the same message, which can dilute its power. Trust that wisdom, spoken once with sincerity, will remain with the listener longer than words spoken over and over. When you feel the urge to fill the silence, try meditating, reading, or simply enjoying the quiet. These moments of stillness can be deeply nourishing. Listening is perhaps the most important practice. When you listen, you offer respect, understanding, and love. The Buddha taught that mindful listening is itself a form of compassion. It allows others to feel seen and heard, and it helps you to stay present, rather than lost in your own thoughts. In old age, the art of listening can transform relationships, bringing harmony and joy. Cultivating the habit of speaking less and listening more also helps to prevent conflict. Many arguments begin with words spoken in haste or repeated criticism. When you choose silence, you create space for reflection, for emotions to settle. You allow others the dignity of their own choices, and you offer your own heart the chance to rest. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us that peace begins within, and that mindful speech is a powerful tool for healing. Consider the value of a single word, spoken with care. In some moments, a gentle "thank you," "I understand," or "I love you" can mean more than a long speech. Your presence, your smile, your kind eyes, these are the true gifts of old age. They speak of wisdom, patience, and unconditional love. Words used sparingly become treasures. Old age is not a time for proving yourself through speech, but for embodying the peace you have sought throughout your life. The Buddha's teachings guide us toward restraint, patience, and compassion. When you master your words, you master your mind. Victory over the tongue is victory over restlessness, over the need to control, over the fear of being forgotten. Let go of the belief that speaking more will make you more important, more loved, more respected. Instead, trust that your value is in your being, your presence, your silent wisdom. The greatest gift you can offer in your later years is not constant advice, but calm understanding. Let your words be few, but full of meaning. Remember, the peace of old age is not found in possessions, nor in endless speech. It comes from releasing the habit of speaking too much, so that your words become incense for the mind, honey for the heart. Practice speaking less and listening more, so that your years are not only long, but rich in depth and joy. If you found this reflection meaningful, consider sharing it with your loved ones, so that together we may cultivate peace in our hearts and homes. And remember, there is something even deeper than speech, the habits of thought. In the next reflection, we will explore how the thoughts we nurture shape our happiness and suffering, and how true peace begins within the mind itself. For now, may you find serenity in silence, wisdom in listening, and joy in every mindful word. Let your elder years be a time not only of living longer, but living deeper, living happier. Speak less, listen more, and let peace blossom in your heart.